right now.
Peace and love, black families. The Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. It is the 4th of July, 2014. We're at the historic Fort Hill Cemetery, Auburn, New York, paying respect to the Queen of Queens, none other than Araminta Ross, aka Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, aka leader of the Underground Railroad, aka builder of the Old Folks Home for African Elders, aka a nurse in the Civil War, aka a spy in the Civil War, aka a scout in the Civil War. And so we paid respects earlier to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, my direct ancestor, and it's only fitting and it's only with respect that if we're gonna big up the masculine energy, we gotta big up the feminine energy. And we know that Queen Mother Harriet and Frederick Douglass were very, very good friends. Some even say may have been cousins, which means I'm related to Harriet Tubman. I ain't gonna even get into that right now, okay? But we here and we're gonna go and pour libations over at the gravesite. We here with the Rochester family. We got the Syracuse family is in the building. Brother Jerry's in the building. Brother Heru is in the building. We got Ross Simeon and Sister Twig from Syracuse in the building. So New York State is representing today. We're gonna go handle our business over at the Shrine of the Queen Mother.
All right. Hold up.
I want to dedicate these shirts to my brother, Dr. Umar.
Yes.
And you see the powerful design, man, the Benny mask, you know, that embody the spirit of the ancestors.
That's right.
We got Frederick Douglass, an African freedom fighter, and we bless him, you know what I mean? You know, that's
so we doing it big. Oh, we got Huey.
This one is Jerry, brother Jerry shirt. This is brother Jerry shirt, man.
Great Huey
Used to be in him rocking some peace, you know what I mean?
All right. And notice the shirts are red, black, and green. We ain't got red, white, and blue over here.
His Majesty
Emperor Haile Selassie, our fellow Leo's in the building. Pan-Africanists in the building.
Okay, we share the same birthday.
Oh man.
23rd of July.
Oh my goodness, get out of here. July 23.
July 23.
Frederick Douglass.
Beautiful.
So Selassie is a Leo. That's a Leo.
Remember, I
got Uncle Fred in the building.
I did a presentation on him.
Where's my little
man, we got Amos Wilson, the greatest black psychologist of all time, greatest scholar of all time, most practical scholar of all time, most underrated scholar of all time. Blueprint for Black Power, awakening the natural genius of the African children, developmental psychology of the African child, Garveyism in the age of globalism, black on black adolescent male violence, black on black violence, a million DVDs, a million lectures. Amos was everything. I'm a child of Amos. Amos Wilson, never forget. We're gonna have to visit his gravesite too one day.
No, that's right.
And then of course the Queen of Queens, we're at her gravesite now. Empress Araminta, aka Harriet Tubman, one of the greatest women to have ever lived. She is not the black Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is the white Harriet Tubman. We always work from an African-centered perspective. We are never nobody else's incarnations. They are ours. So this is her. This was not long before she passed away. And for brothers and sisters who just came with us from the Harriet Tubman estate, the White House where you took the picture at, that's where this was taken. One of her last photos, that White House where we just took our photo, that's where she took this at. So that's her, the Queen Mother, and look at it, even in her old age, look at that face. She's still ready to go to war. In her late 90s.
Oh, that's right.
You see?
Look at the bottom.
And you know what? Oh, and she got the gun right there. Y'all see the gun? And what the Queen Mother Harriet said about the gun, when a brother wanted to go back and abandon the Underground Railroad, she said, you go on and die because dead niggas tell no tales. That's right, you go on or you die because dead niggas tell no tales.
And we still use that phrase right now.
That's right. You see what I'm saying? And one of the things that I respect about her so much, even when I look at a Fred Douglass or Martin Delaney, Sojourner Truth, a lot of us are scared to speak out. A lot of us are scared to stand up because we're afraid of being shot, killed, imprisoned. Look how she put her life on the line and still lived to be nearly 100 years old. Right. So that's a message in there that you don't know when you're going. What they say in the Bible, that those who try to save their life will lose it. Okay, and those who lose their life may save it. I mean, this woman lived to be 100 years old. risked her life so many times. So you can't think that just because you're gonna be a coward that you're gonna live long. You might still go down early.
She did it all with a price on her head.
And she did it with a price in her head and still hit 100 years old. God walked with this woman. This is what you talk about old time religion right here. What she say? She said, I used to talk to God. She said, whenever I got into an issue, I talked to God, and whenever I called on the Lord would get me out the situation. She said, yeah, I was almost captured several times. One time when you read the autobiography of Harriet Tubman, and you must read it, the one called Moses, written by Sarah Bradford. That's the one you want to read. That's the only autobiography that the Queen Mother approved of. And they wrote the autobiography to raise money for the elderly home that we just visited a minute ago. There was one time where the slave masters was on their back and they had a baby, and the baby was crying. And Queen Mother, either her or one of the other sisters who was escaping to freedom, they had to go and hide in a swamp, and they had to take the baby under the water for about 10-15 minutes. So they thought that by the time this over, this baby might be dead. They brought the baby up, baby still living, no problem. This is all in that autobiography. There was a situation in Troy, New York, where the slave catchers found a brother who ran away to freedom. They took him to court. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, who was only like 95 pounds soaking wet, runs between the police, grabs this brother from the cops in the courthouse. You read this. Dragged him out the courthouse, put him in the back of a wagon, and they rushed him off to a creek. He hopped in a slave ship and got away. How many of us gonna run into a band of cops who got a brother handcuffed and snatch him away? That's what the woman did. Rastafari! We can do it. So much I can say about the lady. And then, when she was done with the Underground Railroad, she went into the Civil War. She was a nurse, a spy, a scout. She led troops in the battle during one battle. One battle, she was actually a general. That's why we call her General Tubman. She was a general during one battle. And when that was over, she came back up here, built the old folks' home, fought for women, fought for the improvement of civil rights. Her and Frederick Douglass stayed in contact. I wish he would have married her instead of the white woman when he was old. That would have been a nice move, you know. But yet and still, I just love the example that the lady set forth. And for me, even though y'all know I big up Marcus Garvey and Fred Douglass, those are my two masculine archetypes, but this is my feminine one right here. She's my number one even before them right here. Because she did it all by herself with almost no recognition or none of that, undercover. When you talk about giving without receiving recognition, that's her. She could have died at any time and you would have never even knew she lived. So Harriet Tubman, we could just take so many examples from her. So big up the family. We here in New York. Never forget July 4th, 2014. I'm gonna be reading my ancestor speech a little later. Wet to the Negroes, the 4th of July. So we're gonna get over to the grave, pour this libation, and get on back and get ready for the program. Ashe. All right. So I'm gonna do the libation, then we're gonna do the picks, and then we'll be on our way back.
Just give it a hug.
Okay. Video folks ready? All right, let me know. You ready, youngin? All right. All right, Ashe. We want to call on the Most High God, Olofin, Olo Dudorme, Olo Dumare, Olofin, Olorun, Chukwe, Inyame, Amin Ra, God, Allah, Jehovah, by whatever name we know him, and her. Ashe.
Ashe.
Call on the Orisha, Obatala, Ashe, Yemoja, Ashe, Oshun, Ashe, Oya, Ashe, Shango, Ashe, Beji, Ashe, Ochosi, Ashe, Olokun, Ashe, Oya, Ashe, Babalu, Ae, Ashe, Aganju, Ashe, Eshu Elegba, Ashe. Ifa, Ashe, Orumila, Ashe. All Orisha, all spirits, all Netsaru, all Abusum, Ashe. Okay? Now, we want to pull libation to Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. This is one of the greatest black women who ever lived, one of the greatest women to ever walk the face of the earth. Born in Eastern Shore, Maryland, escaped to freedom. Never looked back, freed her mother, she freed her brother, she freed her father, she freed all of her siblings except one. One was so far south she couldn't find her, but everybody else she freed. She was hit in the head by a slave master early on in life, so she regularly had blanks. She would fall out, pass out, seizures, and despite the seizures, she kept on fighting and kept on pushing on. She was born Araminta. She married a Tubman, but he was a weak man, so she divorced him and married another brother who was a lot younger than herself, Ashe. She went on to become the chief conductor of the Underground Railroad, a railroad that spanned several years in existence, that freed more than 300 people personally, thousands, uncounted. She took countless journeys, over 30 journeys down to the south. We don't know how many people Harriet Tubman freed. They say 300, it might have been 3,000. She said herself that she freed hundreds. And we just want to say, Queen Mother, that we remember you right now. We are here to remember you, to honor you. Even though you passed away 101 years ago, even though you was born nearly 200 years ago, we will never forget you or the role that you played in our struggle, Ashe. We understand that because of you we stand, Ashe. We understand that you are in the wind with us everywhere we go, Queen Mother, and we can call on you and tap on you, and that you will be there to help us, Ashe. We know that you will travel with the babies. We know that you will travel with the young men and the young women, and that you will forever take our petitions to the feet of the Most High God and ask that the Most High God grant us what we need, Ashe. So we will call on you, Ashe, and we ask blessings of you at all times, Queen Mother. We hope that all is well with you as you travel. We hope that your kith and kin remember you, that they travel and visit you often. And we just want to say thank you for all you've done. Thank you for risking your life over 100 times. Thank you for never turning back or giving up. Thank you for even after saving your family, you came back to save the rest of us, Ashe. We thank you for giving us all hope, for teaching us that no matter how dark the day may be, the light is right around the corner, Ashe. We thank you for keeping up the fight to end enslavement of Africans in America, Queen Mother. Even though a lot of people thought we would never get out the chains, you knew it, you believed it, you saw to it, Ashe. Queen Mother, we thank you for fighting in the Civil War, Queen Mother. We understand that you even led troops in the battle once during the Civil War. We understand that you was a nurse, Queen Mother. We understand that you was a spy, Queen Mother. We understand that you was a scout, that you was a cook, that whatever was called upon of Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, she did it, Ashe. And we know, Queen Mother, that most of the time you didn't even have any money for yourself. You sent those checks back. You sent the checks back up here to Auburn, New York, to buy that house that we just visited a few moments ago, to take care of our elderly who are often turned out to the streets to die with no one to care for them. So even in your darkest time, even when your life was at stake in the Civil War, Queen Mother, you still thought more of the people than of yourself, Ashe. So Queen Mother, we say before we leave you, to always keep us with you, and we will always keep you in heart, keep us in memory. I ask that you infect everyone here with the Ashe of your energy. I ask that you grant everybody a piece of your Ori, that you make sure everyone standing here is forever touched by the protection and the love and the wisdom of Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, Ashe. We ask you, Queen Mother, with the divine power gifted into you by the Most High God, the divine, supreme, masculine and feminine energy of the world, we call on you to see to it that these young ladies out here, these young African princesses, grow up to be strong, mighty warriors just like you, Ashe. And we ask that for the brothers, here, there, and everywhere. If there's any weakness in us, that you sniff it out. If there's any weakness in us, that you snatch it out, Queen Mother. When we think of you, we think of the goddess Oshun. We think of Oya. We think of that fighting woman. We think of Sekhmet, because you are the embodiment of divine, feminine, revolutionary energy, Ashe. Rest well, Queen Mother, Ashe. We will never forget you, Queen Mother, Ashe. May God keep you at all times, Ashe. 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 All right. Now we can do our pictures. Anybody want to do y'all pictures? You know what? We want to do like we did before. We want to get the babies, and then the brothers, and then maybe the queens.
The first time we came up here was cold.
What's the next brother Umar?
I remember that the snow was up, right? The snow was up. You know what I'm thinking? We should do the group picture.
Go over there, Markel.
Folks standing on this side, because I think this
Go over there.
epithet is a lot stronger than the one on that side. Yeah. So let's get all the queens, all the sisters, and the young ladies on that side. And those of us taking pictures, let's take it from this side, because I think this one is stronger. Yeah, we want them on that side. Where you at? We want all the sisters with the sister there, so we can get y'all with this epithet, because that one is stronger. And y'all know in the spiritual realm, you know what they say, right? Great spirits often infect the trees where they are. So is it a coincidence that she may have the biggest tree in the cemetery? It's her energy in this tree, Ashe.
Y'all get as many of us as we get in y'all.
Nah, so let her put her down. She's okay. She's all right.
You can see her?
Uh huh.